Okay, so what if I told you there's a digital asset giant out there whose stock is actually trading for less than the value of the stuff it owns? Well, that's the story of BMNR, and it all boils down to one single, really powerful number. And there it is, 0.96. This is BMNR's price-to-net asset value ratio. Now, in plain English, that just means the company's stock is trading for a little bit less than what its assets are actually worth. It's kind of like finding a dollar bill on sale for 96 cents.
And right away, that just brings up the big question, right? The one we're going to tackle in this explainer. Why? What's really going on behind the scenes at BMNR that's creating this situation? And more importantly, what does it tell us about the company's strengths and what its future might look like?
All right, let's dive in. Think of this as our roadmap for understanding BNMR. First, we're going to look at that discount to its value. Then, we'll peek inside their huge digital treasury, check out their income engine, take a look at their super strong balance sheet, and finally, we'll see what might be coming up next.
So let's kick things off with Section 1, a discount to value. To really wrap our heads around this, we need to get what net asset value, or NAV, is, and why it's so interesting when a company trades below it.
So here's how it breaks down. The share price, what you'd pay for it right now, is about 31 bucks. But the net asset value, the actual calculated value of everything BMNR owns per share, is actually $32.26. That little gap, that's the discount. And that's our doorway into the whole BMNR story. Which leads us perfectly into Section 2 inside the digital treasury. Because, look, to understand that NAV, you got to see what's actually in the vault. And what they have, well, it's the foundation for everything else. The company's treasury is worth a wild $14.1 billion. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some abstract number, it's the bedrock of the entire company. It actually makes them the second largest digital asset treasury in the world, right after MicroStrategy. It's all part of this bigger trend of companies completely rethinking what a balance sheet can be. Now, what's really fascinating here is what makes up that treasury. We're talking over 4 million ETH, almost $1 billion in just cold, hard cash, plus a little Bitcoin and some other assets. This isn't just a huge portfolio, it's an incredibly liquid one that gives them a kind of flexibility and strength that almost no one else has. So BMNR has this enormous digital war chest, but here's the thing. They're not just letting it sit there and collect digital dust. No way. They are putting it to work. And this is where the story gets really, really interesting. Welcome to their staking income engine.
And this shows their strategy perfectly. About a third of their massive pile of Ethereum is staked. You can think of it like this. BMNR is helping to secure the Ethereum network with its ETH, and in return for that service, it gets paid rewards. It's basically like a high-yield savings account, but for the crypto world. And those rewards are just mind-blowing. From just that 32% of their staked ETH, BMNR is hauling in around $350,000 in revenue. And that's not per year, not per month, that's every single day. It's just a constant, powerful river of cash flowing right into the company.
But get this, that's not even the full potential here. If BMNR decided to stake their entire stash of Ethereum, that daily income could jump up past $1 million a day. The potential for growth is just sitting right there, baked into the assets they already have.
So you've got this massive treasury, this incredible income stream, and it all comes together to build what we're talking about next, the fortress balance sheet. In a market that's known for being, a little crazy, this is what really separates BMNR from everyone else.
It's this simple and it's this powerful. BMNR has zero debt. No loans, no bonds, nothing. This isn't just some random detail on a spreadsheet, it's their entire strategic philosophy, and it gives them an incredible amount of stability. And let's put that in perspective for a second. So many other companies in this space are just loaded up with debt to fuel their growth, but that's like building a house of cards. When the market turns sour, they're at huge risk of things like margin calls. BMNR, though, with their zero debt policy, they've built a financial fortress that can easily ride out storms that would totally wipe other companies out. Okay, so having this incredibly solid foundation means BMNR isn't just playing defense. They're set up to thrive. So for our last section, let's look ahead and see what's on the horizon, the things that could really kick off the company's next big chapter. So what could light the fuse? Well, there are a few huge what-ifs the market is watching. What if something like the Clarity Act passes and we finally get clear rules in the US? What if big institutions get the green light for staking through ETFs, which would just open the floodgates for capital? And we're already seeing giants like BlackRock dipping their toes in.
Throw in constant upgrades to the Ethereum network itself, and you can see why everyone's kind of on the edge of their seat, waiting to see what BMNR does next.
So, as we bring it all home, we're left with this really big question. When you combine a huge income-producing treasury with a completely debt-free balance sheet, you've created something pretty special, something really powerful. So, is BMNR just another digital asset company, or are they actually building a whole new playbook for what a corporate treasury should look like in this new digital era? It's definitely something to think about.